180.
Luke, here we are. Leeds is finally here. You've watched everyone else have their night, so to speak. How excited are you to be heading back to Leeds this week?
Yeah, really excited. This is the one that feels like my home venue. Even though I'm not from here, it feels like the home venue for me. So yeah, really looking forward to going out there, especially after the last week. All the city of Leeds is in absolutely great spirit. So yeah, it's good timing.
Well, you touched on the timing there. Tomorrow, they are going to be fully behind you, being what's all gone. It could be a difficult night for anyone that you play for a change.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. It's kind of what I have to experience every week. So yeah, it's kind of nice that I don't have to. But of course, it's not going to be just full of Leeds fans. There is going to be other fans in there as well. So there might not be all my support, but I'm hoping that yeah, I get a good welcome. And I think everyone knows I'm a massive Leeds fan, and I think that will go my way. That's for sure.
Are we going to have the Leeds shirt and the marching on together part of the walk on and part of the night tomorrow for you?
There will be a new shirt that's different to last year. It is a special shirt. It's a Leeds inspired shirt, and there might be a little startup song. I'll be having I predictor right, but there will be a little startup. I think you can probably think about it. What's going to be Joy Division? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Look, the Premier League itself, Exeter seems a long time away now for you, obviously winning there. And look, yes, you've consistently picked up points, but is it frustrating that we're now heading on to week 14 and you haven't added to that nightly win tally?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I should have. It's my own fault, to be honest. I feel like the game against Nathan in that final that I probably should have won, I threw away a little bit, and then against Gezi, where was it? Was it Liverpool? I think it was. I felt like I missed doubles in important moments and should have won that. Then the game against Luke as well, which I lost 6-5. I kind of threw that one away as well. So yeah, it's disappointing, but it's my own fault, to be honest. I feel like I could have won many more nights. I've been unlucky here and there, but I felt like the opportunities I've had, I've not taken them. So, for me, obviously, I'm looking good for the O2. Not 100% yet, is it? But it'd take a lot to knock me out of it, especially if I can go and win one more game. I think that would definitely cement my place. So yeah, for me, like I keep saying, it's all about being top four now. I'm not thinking about winning nights, but hopefully tomorrow night I can get back to that winning ways because obviously, and everyone knows how special, the night is for me.
You touched on almost being there, but from a long way, probably around halfway, everyone said that you and Luke were at the O2 because you two were consistently producing. Everyone else was having games here and there. Has it been hard to motivate yourself knowing that you and Luke have been so far clear in that table for a lot of it?
Not really, because every time I turn up on a Thursday, I always want to win. The motivation's always there. I never want to turn up and think, oh, if I win the first game, then I'm happy. You can't think like that because that doesn't send a good precedent to your mind. You have to every time you go there think that you want to win the night. And for me, it's going to be burning even brighter more than any time tomorrow. So yeah, I think for me, it's not a chore to motivate myself. You want to be in the top two, that's for sure. Being first is always tough because Luke's always winning nights here, there, and everywhere. So for me to get first is going to be a tough task, but if you can get second, that's the next best thing. And we'll want to avoid each other in that semi-final to make sure that possibly we can set up a classic final again.
And again, on obviously Luke, he is going to go play in the World Cup. When he said he wasn't going back to Germany until Dortmund, were you slightly worried that you were going to have another England teammate and not Luke?
No, I wasn't worried because look at the teammates I can fall back on. I've got an array of partners that I can choose. Well, not choose, but that I can get. But yeah, I kind of knew that when I didn't see it, but I see the post, and I kind of knew that he didn't mean what he meant. He sort of probably forgot about the World Cup. I said to him, he said, "Nah, definitely playing." And of course he is. No one's going to turn down playing for England. You can't never turn down playing for your country. I would never turn it down in a million years, no matter how tired I was, how ill I was. Yeah, I'm putting on that England jersey whether I'm dying or not. So, and I think Luke's the same.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Hi Luke, how you doing?
Hi, mate. You're right.
Yeah, good, thank you. Do you think there's still a chance you can top this league, and what do you think you need to do to get that done?
Well, of course I can. If I win the next three nights, then I can do it. But of course that's going to be really tough. So yeah, I'm kind of not really thinking about like winning the night, winning the whole of the thing. I'm thinking about winning the nights at the moment. Take each week as it comes. Like I said many times, the goal isn't about being top of the Premier League. table. It's about winning on the O2. So yeah, I kind of we'll see how it goes. If I can win tomorrow night, sorry, then who knows? It's still on the cards. But if I don't, then it could be taken out of the question anyway.
I think a lot of people are forgetting maybe there's just your second year of Premier League action. You've achieved a lot over the last couple of years and seem quite an experienced player, sort of looking on from the inside. Does it feel like that, or do you still have maybe that butterflies of what it was like last year when you go into those Premier League venues?
Yeah, I kind of feel like you say a lot more experience than probably I should feel. Obviously, it still is my second year. I'm still new to this whole situation, but I do feel a lot more less anxious about playing all the time, in it, because it is a lot of pressure on your shoulders week after week after week to perform. But yeah, kind of more relaxed about the whole situation. I took a lot of experience from last year, and I do feel like I'm not playing as well as last year's Premier League, but I'm definitely not far away, and I feel like I'm dealing with things a lot better this year.
Did you find during that first year it was quite, I don't know, stressful, sort of bits of anxiety when you're up on stage? You're up in front of sort of 20,000 people, aren't you, at times?
Yeah, it's not the amount of people you're playing in front of. It's more to the fact if you feel under pressure to perform every week, you're in the Premier League. You're dialed in to be one of the best players in the world. Of course, I was world number one world champion, so so much pressure. You're thinking I have to be winning nights more often because if not, people are going to think that you're not a good world number one and stuff, and all these little pressures add on to you. But now I couldn't care less, to be honest. That's all past me. I've been world champion now. I've been world number one. I'm seven-time major champion, World Cup champion. I've proved everything I need to prove to myself. Now it's just about, like I say, enjoying it, winning as much as I can, and trying to perform at the highest level that I know I can.
You mentioned the World Cup there, and it's sort of an opportunity that you'd never pass up. Obviously, Michael Van Gerwen said he's not going to be playing in this year's tournament. We've seen him miss the World Cup before as well. Are you surprised to see that?
Not really, because Michael's his own person, and he likes to go on holiday and have more breaks than the average person. So I'm not surprised at all, to be honest. But I'm just talking from my own personal opinion that I wouldn't miss it. I would never miss it. I'd rather go on holiday another week, than miss that. But everyone's entitled to do what they want to do. To be honest, I'm quite happy to play in it every year I'm in it because the difference for me and Michael is Michael's probably going to be able to play in it every year for the next 20 years if he wants to. My time might change soon if maybe an English person wins the World Championships this year. I'm going to be the third best English player. So my opportunities don't come as often as Michael's would.
Thank you very much, Luke.
Thank you.
Hi, Luke. Obviously, great memories last year of Leeds. I think you only dropped 7 legs on the way to the nightly win. We've seen other players maybe struggle to cope with the added pressure of playing in the home venue, but you seem to absolutely thrive on it.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like the good thing about last year was I felt like I think I'd almost or already had qualified for the playoff finals. So there was a little bit more of relaxation in my body to, if I'd have been under pressure even more to win that first game, then maybe we would have seen a different side. But I do thrive on pressure. As we've seen over the last 2 years, I seem to always pull out the big shots, the big finishes, the big scores at the right time. Not always does the game go my way, but I seem to be good under them massive amounts of pressure sometimes. So yeah, I think that it's something you can't really prepare yourself for there because it's not like I'm walking out to crowds every week where everyone adores you and wants you to do well. It's very rare occasions. So yeah, sometimes it can hit you differently every time you do it.
You got Michael Van Gogh in the quarterfinals. What have you made of Michael's recent form? And in your mind, do you expect him to be there alongside you at the O2 in 3 weeks' time?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit in and out at the moment, Michael, to be honest. He's kind of really good. And then all of a sudden, it kind of not so good. I'm not really sure why that is. I think his best performances in this Premier League has been from his first game. His second and third games have really not been as great. I don't know why that is, to be honest. But if you're playing Michael in a semi or a final, you fancy it even more. But when he's in the first round, that seems to be when he plays his best. So yeah, for me, I've got a tough Michael Van Gogh tomorrow, and he thrives on the crowd being against him, maybe. But I don't think the crowd's going to be against him. I think they're pretty fair, to be honest, usually. So I don't think it's just going to be all my way, to be honest. Michael's a legend, so everyone's going to love to sing his song and stuff. So yeah, he'll get his fair share of good attraction tomorrow. But yeah, I think it's a hard one. I think if I beat Michael tomorrow, and maybe if Nathan Luke beats Nathan, then it's going to be a really good scenario because if Nathan then beats Michael, then they play each other again in the 16th, and then they go at it again. Everybody wants to see that. They want to see a fourth versus fifth on the last night to see who goes through. If you don't see that and it's all wrapped up before the 16th night, then it's kind of it's an anticlimax, really. So yeah, I'm hoping that them two are battling out on the last night, but Michael's got good experience. Nathan's not got so much good memories from these moments.
How would you assess your own Premier League campaign up to this point? And could this night in Leeds be almost perfect timing in terms of going about peaking at the right time into the last few weeks?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I felt like even though my average would say that I've not been too bad, I'm near the 100 for the whole, for the Premier League campaign, and I was at 100 last year. I feel like my performances have not been at a consistent level. I'd have this really, really good game, then an average game next one, then a really good one, then an average one, then a couple of good ones together. And that's the difference between this year and last year. Them nights I was winning, three good games all on the bounce, and that's why I was winning them. Whereas this time, I'm having a good game, a bad game, and then an average game. And that's kind of what's costing me winning more nights, to be honest. So I don't think I've been as good this year as I was last year, but I'm still doing the right thing, still getting myself into that O2, which is all that matters. Because, like you say, if I can win tomorrow night, that's good timing, good confidence, and then a couple of weeks later, you're in the O2. So yeah, you're right there.
Cheers, Luke. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Luke.
Hello, mate.
Hi. So you and Luke, you could be on a bit of a collision course tomorrow night. What are your thoughts on that? And it will be a bit of a Leeds Man United, won't it? So the crowd would love it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, probably wouldn't mind it myself, to be honest. I like playing Luke up on the stage. It's always a good challenge, and yeah, I kind of beat him in his hometown in Manchester, didn't I, a couple of weeks ago? So he'll want to get revenge for that probably. We've still got two games to win before even worrying about it, both of us. So how tough Premier League nights are. You're never guaranteed to be making them finals, but of course that'd be a great prospect if it does happen.
Has there been a bit of banter already about the World Cup and you two? Thinking about
Not particularly. We're fully aware that we're going to be massive favourites, and everyone's going to expect us to win it. But for me, I feel like we have to take away that pressures and just go out and enjoy it. Luke's obviously experienced a lot of pressure, but there is a lot more pressure when you're playing for your country. It's not as easy when you're playing by yourself. Luke's got good doubles experience. So when he used to play in before he played in the PDC, he played so many doubles, so he knows how to play doubles. I never really played much, so I was kind of new to it all really last year, but it didn't affect me. So yeah, we're a great team, and if we gel and play our best, it's gonna be a tough performance to be us.
and it's going to be a red hot reception, obviously. Luke's had a lot of boos recently. Are you surprised by some of the treatment he's received?
I am surprised, and I'm not surprised. The reason I'm surprised is because he's done nothing wrong. But the reason I'm not surprised is because everybody wants to knock someone down that's doing well, don't they? That's what happens in life. It's when I really never had anything like that until I become world champion and world number one. Then all of a sudden you're getting it all the time. It's like nobody wants to see you succeed, and if you do, then people want to boo you. So yeah, I think the reason why it's been happening is because he's not the underdog anymore. Everyone wants to see, but when you're at the top, everyone wants to see you lose. And I think that when you're getting booed, they just want to put you off. So Luke just has to take it on the chin and accept that this is what happens when you get to the top. It's happened to me, and it's happened to Gezi when he was at the top. It's happened to Michael when he was world number one and world champion. So it's just what happens, unfortunately.
Do you think it could be a generational thing? Because you have a lot of kids that are following Luke. A lot of young kids wear his shirt to the darts, whereas maybe the older generation are kind of like against him.
No, I don't think the older generation are against him at all, to be honest. I think I see a lot of older people. We've done a few exhibitions in Scotland a few weeks ago. I see a lot of older people wearing his shirt. So I don't think that's the case at all. I think it's just like I said, if you're at the top and you're playing against underdogs, they want to see the underdog win. And that's why that happens. I've had it loads of times. I get it a lot where I go, but never really done anything to deserve it or think that I've done anything wrong, but I get it anyway. So yeah, I don't really know what the answer to that question is. Really, it's just something that seems to happen in darts.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Luke. I mean, is it just the perfect timing with everything that's happened with Leeds United this past week? Obviously, you had the parade a couple of days ago. Did you get up to the parade at all, or was it just watching it on TV like the rest of us?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it is perfect time because the whole city's probably in such a great spirits at the moment. If you do this, 3 weeks before, then obviously it's anxious because you know if you're going to win, that you're going to be promoted and stuff. So, of course, when the city's in good spirits, it's going to be a better, even better atmosphere tomorrow. They're still in party mode. So yeah, I mean, obviously, of course, I couldn't make the parade because I was flying home from Germany, and then of course, once I get home, it's probably too late anyway. So I'd love to have gone there. It would have been a great atmosphere, but I think 300,000 people that turn up shows how big Leeds fans are and how great they are. So yeah, it was nice to see a few of the antics from the players as well. It was quite a funny experience to see.
Yeah, I mean, I know tickets are quite hard to come by for these Premier League nights, but have you had any message requests from any of the lads?
I've had loads of message requests from so many different people, lots of people. So yeah, I'm trying to get as many people as I can in, but unfortunately, I can't get everyone in. So yeah, it's I'm trying my best to get as many in as I can.
You got the chance to take your World Championship trophy at Ellen Road. Would it be nice if Farker would be able to bring the championship trophy to one of your walk-ons?
Yeah, it'd be quite funny, wouldn't it, me walking up with the championship trophy? But no, I think it's a little bit more, prestigious, winning championship titles and Premier League titles. Them sort of things are not going to happen. But I think we're off the Ellen Road in a bit, so I'm hoping that the trophy's there. I might be able to see it, and maybe I don't know if it's there or it's somewhere else. Who knows? But yeah, I think that would have been cool.
Brilliant, thanks.
Cheers, mate.
Just a couple from me now, Luke, as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, winning the night in Leeds last year, you said how much that meant to you. Has that made you even more hungry to try and repeat the feat this time around?
Yeah, definitely, of course. It's something that you want to repeat again. I had a great feeling from last year. It felt really good, and that it's just something that you want to repeat. And there's no better feeling than knowing that people have desperate to see you win, and then you do win from. It tops the night off well. Like I said, with Leeds, it's been a great few weeks. I just want to be the one to top it off and really, send the fans going crazy.
And Leeds United getting promoted to the Premier League, you potentially winning the Premier League would be a nice little double, wouldn't it, in May?
Would be a great double, to be honest. It would be really nice, and I hope that that's the case because last year it was it was double heartbreak when I lost the Premier League final, Leeds losing the playoff final. Surely it's my turn to double up now. They get to the Premier League and I win the Premier League, so yeah, it'd be nice.
And up against Michael Van Gerwen tomorrow night. You beat Michael in the final in Leeds last year, but he's in a real battle for that top four, as some of the other guys have said. So, what are you expecting from Michael and the game tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, not saying he's under pressure, but he needs to win games to be able to get himself in the O2. He's nowhere near safe. So yeah, he doesn't want to create any unnecessary drama for himself. But I'm there to win. I'm there to make sure that I'm the best version of myself. I still think that one more win will 110% guarantee myself in the O2. I think I'm there pretty much already with results going my way, but I don't want that to rely on. I want to go out and win it. Win it in style, win the night, and then there's no questions. So yeah, I'm really really up for tomorrow night. I'm really looking forward to it.
And you've had some huge numbers over the last couple of weeks. I think 118 in Manchester, 113 in Liverpool against Nathan, even 107 in defeat last week. So
Yeah.
if you can maintain that sort of level, you must feel that another nightly win's only just around the corner.
Yeah, definitely. And the most important thing is these are all in the first game as well, which is what I didn't do last year. Last year, my first games were my weakest, and then my second and thirds were my best. This year, my first round game seems to be my best game. I've had 106 against Nathan as well at the start of the Premier League. I've had 103 against Bunting. I've had countless hundreds in that first game. So that stands me in good stead for tomorrow to start off well. And then what I need to do is capitalise on it and start performing at a consistent level because that's what will win me the nightly wins.
Spot on. Thank you, Luke. Thanks for your
Cheers,
time, mate.
mate.
Just a quick one, Luke. You touched on
Yeah.
being your time and so on. I know you spoke about it last year, but again, it's now a possibility that it's only Phil, Michael, and Gary that have ever won the match play, and the Premier League. Is that something that you're thinking of and really want to tick off? Because that's a real exclusive club that you could join.
Yeah, it's not playing on my mind, like this is what I want to do, this is what I need to do. But of course, I do want to join that club. That's something that would really be special. I was almost very close to doing it in 1 year, to be honest. That really would have been special. I think winning the World Cup as well, no one had ever done that in a year. So for me, it's definitely something that I want to tick off. And if I can do it this year, that'd be even better. So yeah, you're right. It is something that really does something that I really want to do.
if you could achieve that this year, next year, and wherever, that cements you along with the all-time greats of the sport because of the such exclusive nature of the players that have done it.
Yeah, agreed. I think because not every single person, every player is doing that. So many great players that have won the worlds but never won the match play or have never won the Premier League. So yeah, it would put me up there along with some of the greats ever because it's only four. I'd be the fourth player, but I'd be the four players to ever do it. So yeah, I'd be really really nice if I could tick it off this year.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you.
180!